Hello, and welcome back to Mom Life Rewritten, where we are unlearning the burnout and rewriting the story of mom life. This is real talk for real moms just like me and just like you. I am Sally Bisbee. I am a life coach for overwhelmed moms, helping moms really just simplify their life and live a life that they are excited to wake up for each day. Today, I want to talk about, just the emotional roller coaster that is summer break. Here in Minnesota, I know many other places, we are on our very first week of summer break, and there are so many, so many emotions that are with it. I love my kids so much. I always tell people, like, I run 3 businesses so I can be home with my kids, so I can be here, be present, all the things. But also, I run 3 businesses, and having my kids home throws the whole rhythm off of everything, and sometimes I feel that guilt of like, "Oh, I actually wish they were back at school right now." I love them, but, as I record this right now, I'm downstairs in my craft room, if you can see, while they're upstairs having snack, and I've told them, like, "Please just let me be for a few minutes while I record this." But it's just really we're really working on finding our rhythm, our groove, our new routine, all that stuff. So today I just want to tell you, you can be both happy and overwhelmed that your kids are home. Um, if you're feeling that way, it's not just you. You're not alone. I feel that way too. I am so happy my kids are home, but also definitely a little overwhelmed of how this summer is gonna go and what it's gonna look like. Let's just talk about a little bit about normalizing that feeling that it's okay. It's okay to miss that alone time you had if you're like me and you work from home most of the days while your kids are at school and used to having that alone time and time to think and time to be quiet and time to, run an errand quick when there's no kids here. It's okay to miss that. It's okay to feel touched out and overstimulated and all the things. Yesterday was a weekend, so it wasn't really any different than, a normal weekend. But by the end of the day, I was like, I love these guys, but I just need them to go to bed. I do. Uh, they've got a lot of like excited energy of summer and all the things, but also this summer is new for us. I have done in-home daycare for the last 8 years, and this is our first summer where we are home, just my kids and I, while my husband's off at work, but with no daycare kids, which means we have the freedom to go do all the fun stuff we love to do. I love taking my kids to do fun things, make memories, live childhood to the fullest. But also, I run 3 businesses and I still have to work. And so again, we're just working on finding that balance. Um, and it's also just for me, one of the things I'm really working on is just being present. It's okay to have slower days. It's okay for every day to not look the same. It's okay to not have a crazy rigid routine. Um, you know, I am the last 2 nights, I actually sat down and watched TV with my kids, which I don't do very often because 'cause I'm very, like, go, 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 I need to be busy, I need to be productive, and I'm trying to, like, remind myself my younger 2 are 6 and 9 right now. I wanna be there, be present, all the things. So, just remind yourself that your summer doesn't have to look a specific way, it doesn't have to be a certain way. It's is what you make of it, and you get to choose and make it the best one, and also give yourself grace when days don't go as planned or you are overstimulated or overwhelmed or all those things. And just a reminder, you can be a good mom and still need space. You can love your kids and still crave that peace and quiet from when they're at school. All those things are perfectly normal, and you are not alone feeling that way at all. Um, there's so much about summer and just, if you're anything like us, my family, we crave routine. We're very routine. And even myself, I can feel like, oh my goodness, like even last night, it was Sunday, today's Monday, getting ready Usually on Sunday, I do a whole Sunday reset and get ready for the week ahead. And I'm like, okay, our backpack's packed and lunches and what sports do we have and all this thing. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, that's right. Tomorrow's Monday. And while I have to work and do certain things, my kids don't have to. They get to sleep in and relax and have lazy mornings. And so there's a lot of things that make summer just feel off, right? Not the normal routine, a lot of constant chaos if you have kids young like mine. Maybe you are a working parent and you're one of the unfortunate ones that has to coordinate a different camp every week. I feel for you. It's like survival mode, right? What camp do they have? What do they need for that camp? When do they have to be there? All those things. And then, as a mom too, we have that guilt of like, am I doing enough? Am I making it, you know, a fun enough, memorable summer for them? You know what kids want? Kids want you. They just want your attention. They want those moments. It doesn't have to be big outings and memories like that are made. It's just, I think memories and that, feeling of safety and love comes so much from just moms that are just present and spend some time with their kids, even if you do work all day and you don't have, as many hours to spend with them as you like. Be intentional about the time that you do have with them. Play a game, snuggle up on the couch, just do some of those sweet things that really make them feel loved. And I think that's such a good um, just a good reminder of just a way to help make summer a little bit better. Um, if you know me or you'll get to know me, things I talk about a lot about are routines. And because we are so used to having routines during the school year, right? We know like my kids are very shocker. I'm super type A, and my kids have figured out that they got to go with the flow a little bit. Like I've loosened up a lot of my type A-ness since having kids, but we also are very routine. We wake up at a certain time. I let my kids watch TV for a little bit. Then we have breakfast at a certain time. We go get dressed and teeth and potty at a certain time, and we have to be out the door for the bus at a certain time. And so I think there's a lot of good to routines, but obviously in the summer they're different. Even if you have camps, or your kids in some sort of childcare, right? Each day probably looks a little bit different. And so I think there's just certain routines that you can create, and you're gonna have to create something that works for you and your family. What works for me might not work for you. But here's just some simple things to um, you know, create the summer that may help you just have less stressful, less overwhelmed days. Having like a set morning and evening routine. For us, the evening kind of always looks the same, whether, we're much more flexible on bedtime because we don't have a time we have to wake up in the morning. But my husband and I always do what we call a 5-minute cleanup every night. Every night. My husband, he'll go, 5-minute cleanup, let's go. He doesn't do it always anymore because now it's very routine and our kids know it too. Any toys or anything that have been brought out to the living room, we have, big open concept kitchen, living room, dining room stuff. Anything that's brought it back out there needs to be brought back into their room. Dishes are put into the dishwasher, dishwashers ran, kitchen counters are cleaned off, floor is swept. Um, we call it 5 minutes. Obviously, there's nights it maybe takes 10 or 15, but it's just that reset so that your house stays picked up. When you wake up in the morning, you're waking up to a clean house and you're not waking up already feeling like overwhelmed and behind. And then also, creating morning routines. My kids we don't have the big things. They're allowed to watch TV when they wake up, but they know that they watch TV, and when it's breakfast time, they gotta have breakfast, get dressed, go potty, brush their teeth, do their things. For myself, one of the big things, especially being a business owner, I don't have anybody hovering over me, telling me I have to work 9 to 5 or that XYZ has to be done today. That's all in me. And so I um, I still do what is called grounding day. My coach is the one who told me and taught me about that. But kind of my weekly reset on Sunday, I literally print off a sheet. Um, if you go to my website, simplysallyco.com, and look at the free resource tab, it is there. My weekly reset checklist on there. The sheet that I use is in that. So grab it. It's awesome. I literally print off a sheet each week. It has outlined schedule. It's got a blank schedule for the week, hour by hour, day by day. And I go through every Sunday and I fill that out. I fill out all my non-negotiables. So any appointments I have, meetings, podcasts, things for the kids, what sports we have, whatever, I put those in. And then I look at the white space and kind of make a plan of what do I want to get done each day. And I make a list each day of at least three things that, like, okay, I'm going to get these done. I have to get these done today. And then whatever else gets done is bonus. But I think that just having that plan for that, is good. And then just the simple things that I've done in my life that really help my days run smoothly. It's the things I work with my coaching clients on, but just simple things that have saved time and sanity in my life, especially having the kids home for the summer. Things like I do all my grocery shopping online. I place an order online. We pick it up from the store. It is ready. It saves me at least an hour of a week that I am not in a grocery store shopping, trying to shop with kids. So fun. Love my kids, but not their finest moments in the grocery store generally. Um, Amazon Subscribe and Save. Also love Amazon. Slightly obsessed. Probably should work on that, but different topic. But just simple things like, you know, our garbage bags and hand soap and toothpaste and deodorant and all that stuff automatically shipped to my house once a month. I don't have to think about it. It just takes off the load of that. Laundry, again, I still just do one load of laundry a day. I'm never wasting my time on weekends catching up on laundry. There's just so simple habits and routines that if you stay on them, makes my day as a mom much less stressful so I can focus on my kids and what they need from me and work, still got to work a little bit. Um, but just those things, those routines and those habits will really make summer a little more smooth sailing if you have them in place. And just a reminder for everything with this. Summer doesn't need to be perfect. Kids don't want a perfect summer. They want a present mom. They want you to be a mom that is there for them, but they also want a mom that's taking care of herself. A big thing for me is still finding time for myself. Now, especially more so being home every day with my kids, is, finding one night a week to go do something for myself. Today is Monday. Monday is our one night. We don't have sports during the week. And so my husband already this morning was like, "What are you going to go do tonight?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I usually plan something with a girlfriend, and I didn't this week." But I was like, I think I might go run some errands just by myself to have that breather." And I will talk to them blue in the face about this, but when we take care of ourselves, we show up better as a better mom, a more, refreshed, energized mom. I think it's so important to take care of ourselves. And I love setting the example and being that example for my kids, showing them. I want my daughters to know that they are worth it and should be taking care of themselves. I want my son to know that too, that he also should take care of himself, but also himself. Just one. There's just one of himself. But also, when he is married, I want him to know that that is something that he should encourage his wife to do, be supportive, all those things. My husband is wonderful about that. My husband is wonderful. He is very active in our family. He helps a lot. He takes care of the kids plenty, all the things. But we have had many talks. If we are ever going to compare apples to apples of what I do versus he does for the family, as a mom, we just take on more, right? The mental load, the just I don't know. It's how we're wired, and I'm okay with that. Like I love being a mom. There's days I'm exhausted from it. Um, but I think it's just so important to remember to take care of yourself. So, as a little recap, just going into this summer, give yourself grace, create those systems and routines to make your summer run smoothly. Um, Make lists, prioritize what you need to get done, block the time for it, and then show up and be that present mom that your kids want. They're only young for so long. Um, you know, but also don't put your needs on hold purely because of that. It's a balance, right? It's a balance always between that. So I would love to hear from you. Drop in the comments. Tell me one thing that you're gonna let go of this summer, one expectation, one, um, just something you're gonna let go of this summer and let this summer just be a little more freeing and, um, yeah. I hope that you liked this episode. I would love if you gave me a follow here on YouTube, as well as if you follow me on social media. You can find me at Simply Sally Coaching on both Facebook and Instagram. My website is www.simplysallyco.com. I will drop it all in the description. Thank you for being here. Share this with a mom friend that you have. I hope you have an amazing summer, and I will see you next week.